Good afternoon, everybody. This is Carl Julius Fleet coming to you from Brownsville, Texas, and I'm continuing this series from my exhibit of last year at the Brownsville Museum of Fine Art entitled Prelude. This is one of 20 serial killers. This is Aileen Wuornos. The exhibit was about these children who later became serial killers. And so I found the topic very fascinating and horrific at the same time. But it gave an opportunity for the viewers to go to the exhibit and view it also on a video, which I will talk about very shortly, in which you can see on Google. And this was the first portrait I did to begin the series that eventually led to the exhibit Prelude. And this is Aileen Wuornos. Let me give you a little background history on Aileen, and then I'll give you some details. I'll put the picture on her so you can see her more clearly. Her full name was Aileen Carol Lee Wuornos Pralle, and she was born Aileen Carol Pittman in Rochester, Michigan on February 29th, 1956. Her Finnish-American mother was 14 years old when she married Aileen's English-American father, 16-year-old Leo Dale Pittman. Wuornos never met her father, and he was incarcerated at the time of her birth. Leo Dale Pittman was diagnosed with schizophrenia and later convicted of sex crimes against children. He eventually died by suicide by hanging in prison in January 30th, 1969. In January 1960, when Wuornos was almost 4 years old, Diane abandoned her children, leaving them with their maternal grandparents, Lori and Britta Wuornos, both alcoholics. By the age of 11, Wuornos began engaging in sexual activities in school in exchange for cigarettes, drugs, and food. She also engaged in sexual activities with her brother. Not a pretty picture, guys. It continues. Wuornos said that her alcoholic grandfather had sexually assaulted and beaten her when she was a child. In 1970, at the age of 14, she became pregnant, having been raped by an accomplice of her grandfather. When Wuornos was 15, her grandfather threw her out of the house, and she began supporting herself as a prostitute and living in the woods near her old home. Wuornos murdered 7 men within a period of 12 months. "I killed those men," she wrote, "robbed them as cold as ice, and I'd do it again, too. There's no chance in keeping me alive or anything because I'd kill again. I have hate crawling through my system. I am so sick of hearing this 'she's crazy' stuff. I've been evaluated so many times. I'm competent, sane, and I'm trying to tell you the truth. I'm one who seriously hates human life and would kill again." So that is Aileen Wuornos. This is the flyer from the show Prelude that was shown opened in July, and I have the actual sign here. This is Jeffrey Dahmer, by the way, the young Jeffrey Dahmer, which I've already talked about in my earlier videos, and it's an 8-foot sign, and I asked, "Can I have it?" And they said, "Yeah, sure, take it." So I had this in another room in my house, and anyway, this was the flyer for it. Now, let's get back to the, before I show you the Google site to see the exhibit, I'm going to kind of close in here so you can see a little better. This, again, Aileen was the first one I painted out of the 20 that began this series. The background, the formula is the background would kind of tell what was going to happen in their future. This green, murky background represented the swamps in Florida, which she took many of her victims and shot them dead. And then I have her in this little pink dress here. But you can see that awful green coming through the dress. This is a small child going to school, hiding, trying to hide the pain and abuse she was going through. Poor Aileen did not have a chance, and she was also diagnosed with schizophrenia, persecution complex, just a whole ailment of mental illness. But again, she was portrayed in a movie called Monster, starring Charlize Theron playing Aileen Wuornos. And so let me take you to, the name of the show is Prelude, and if you want to see the video, it's about 32 minutes long. It's got a great introduction, opens to Percy's Face, A Summer Place, and then it has the interviewer going through the doors, and then you get this panoramic view of the exhibit, and then the interview follows, and then I give you a personal tour of Prelude. And there's a lot of props there. The whole gallery was made into a playground, which I put together. And so again, it has memories of childhood, not only mine, but of these kids. And you're asking yourself, what the hell happened to these kids? Not all of them came from abusive homes like Aileen Wuornos. Some came from very good, stable families. But along the way, something went wrong. One event that took them to the dark side, and they could never get back. So anyway, this is the site. Go to Google, and in the thread write Artropolis Videos. Artropolis Videos. And you'll see it right away. If you don't, just scroll down a little bit, and there it is, Prelude. And I hope you enjoy it. And so that is Aileen Wuornos. The next person I have will be showing to you will be John Wayne Gacy. He will be next in the series. So I hope you tune in for that. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel if you had not. Again, it's Carl Julius Leeks, that's apostrophe S, Art and Music. Carl Julius Leeks, Art and Music. That is my YouTube site. I hope you subscribe to it, and I really appreciate your support and your enthusiasm. And I'll see you next time with John Wayne Gacy. Have a great afternoon, folks. Peace.